What is up, guys? I just finished a little work shift, got off. That's a great feeling, huh? Had an awesome workout earlier. Tracked had me at a plus 12 net progression. Speaking of tracked, today we are talking about how to track your training. Obviously, there are a lot of ways, especially nowadays. You've got technology, devices, apps for pretty much anything you could possibly think of. And so today we're going to be going over the most important things that you need to be tracking when it comes to your fitness goals. And so we're going to be breaking this video up into 4 parts: training, nutrition, recovery, and body composition. How do we track things within those categories in order to achieve peak performance? We're trying to be peak. All right, let's get started with training. I've got a little note card down here so I don't ramble on for 25 minutes. So starting with tracking your workouts, this is really the main thing. It truly is the number one thing. Tracking your workouts is of the utmost importance because knowing what you did last time is what it is all about. Okay, I'm completely white. I mean, the sun is just, let's see if we can do this. Oh, there I am. I have literally showed people tracking apps and they've literally gone from not tracking anything and just kind of going into the gym, and going from that to tracking literally changed not only their workouts, but their freaking physique. Like, they actually started making progress and using progressive overload because they knew what they did last time. It truly is, I mean, it's like magic. The app that I would recommend that I've used for the longest is Boost Camp. I'm not even using Boost Camp right now. I am using the paid version of Tracked. It is a really awesome app, but Boost Camp is very user-friendly. The free version, I would say out of all the apps I've used, it has the best free version. And then the next thing is tracking your steps. So this one is pretty important in order to estimate your total daily energy expenditure, because one way that you're gonna do that is by being consistent with not only your cardio, but also your kind of non-activity thermogenesis, your NEAT. And so if you actually wanna determine your maintenance, the best way to do that in the way that's gonna make it easiest for you is by making sure that your steps are pretty much consistent. And the only way to, again, track that is by using one of these bad boys, which is just like a fitness wearable. Your phone does track your steps, but only when you're wearing it, only when you have it in your pocket. And so one of these is really nice because you can have it on all the time. Moving on to nutrition. So really the big question here is, should you or should you not track your macros and your calories? The answer is it depends. So the thing about tracking your macros is that it causes a lot of decision fatigue. And so if you're the type of person who doesn't really want to think about what they eat, you just want to get in the kitchen, make some food, eat it, make some kind of high protein thing, like, that's fine. Tracking may not be for you, because when you track, you want to be consistent. You don't just want to partially, oh my God, the sun is literally destroying you guys right now. Ah! When you track, you do want to be as accurate as you possibly can, because if you're not tracking certain things like sauces and drinks, that can really add up and it will really throw off your metabolism tracking. And you do not need to track your nutrition. However, if you have big fat loss goals and you're really trying to dial it in, tracking your nutrition is a really good idea. Alternatively, you could do meal plans, and what that does is it completely eliminates decision fatigue, because everything you're going to eat is already planned out and you just follow that according to plan and it's all lined up for you. But if you are going to track your macros, I recommend Macro Factor. I've been using it for over 2 years. It tracks your metabolism, tracks everything. I could do an entire video on this as well, but anyways. So yeah, just make sure to track your protein, carbohydrates, fat. Micronutrients are probably not as important. I mean, as long as you have a balanced diet, you're getting your fruits and vegetables in, getting sunlight, and eating just a balanced meal, balanced diet, your micronutrients should be covered, but you might just want to track them in case you have any deficiencies or anything like that. But that pretty much covers nutrition. When it comes to recovery, really the main thing we're looking to track is sleep. And so again, if you have one of these fitness wearables that does track your sleep, that is actually pretty useful. You're going to want to look at sleep on a weekly basis, because a single night's worth of sleep isn't going to make or break your recovery. Also, one thing about these is, like, sometimes they will tell you that you're under recovered, but it really doesn't have much to go on. I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a fitness wearable. So if your fitness wearable is telling you like, oh, you're under recovered, you should take today as a rest day, I mean, you also have to go off of the subjective, and so how you feel. Even if this watch tells me that I didn't get good sleep, I'm still gonna go based off of how I feel and maybe just take this more as a suggestion. And then finally moving on to body composition. Two of these are pretty obvious, and so that's your progress photos and the number on the scale. So starting with your progress photos, if you don't know how you look, it's really hard to know if you are progressing, because this whole sport that we all love, bodybuilding, or if you're just a fitness enthusiast, fitness is a lot about how you look, even if you don't think it is. Taking progress pictures is the best way to make sure that you're really on track, regardless of what the scale shows. So when you're taking your progress pictures, make sure to take them in the exact same lighting with the same posing, especially the same camera height and the same distance away from the camera. All of these little things can influence how you look. If you're a beginner lifter, I would recommend taking progress pictures at least every month, maybe even bi-weekly. But as soon as you hit the intermediate stage, I would go to every month. And then as an advanced athlete, maybe every other month, maybe just a few times a year. And then when it comes to the scale, guys, the biggest thing that you could possibly do is weigh yourself every single day and take weekly averages. I do not care if you have a single low weigh-in. I could care less. Like, if I have a client that's like, I hit a new low today, I'm like, I don't care. I'm taking the weekly average, and that is the only number I am using to make decisions on your diet and your training. That's it, straight up. And so the best thing you can do is weigh yourself every single morning before you've eaten anything, before you've drinking anything, and after you've gone to the bathroom. That is how you're gonna get the best data to make the best decisions for your nutrition and your training. If you can't weigh in every day, I mean, I just don't really understand how that's an excuse. It takes literally 2 seconds. You'll log it in your app or in a spreadsheet on your phone, literally doesn't matter. And then the last thing when it comes to body composition is taking measurements. I have never personally taken measurements. The only things that you're gonna wanna do are circumference measurements. And so this can be like forearms, biceps, calves, quads, anything like that. And then you could also take a ratio, and I think there's a couple. You can do the waist to hip, and so that's gonna be the widest part of your hip, and then the narrowest part of your waist. And then you can also do shoulder to waist, and so that's the width of your shoulders and the width of the smallest part of your waist. And that's a ratio that you can keep track of over time. This is gonna be, the ratios are really good for fat loss goals, and then circumference is really good for mass gaining, like building goals. All right, that is pretty much it. That is how you track your fitness to make sure you are staying on track. The biggest two things are consistency and averages. Literally be as consistent as you possibly can. Make sure to take averages. Like a single bad day, a single bad weigh-in, maybe one missed meal is not going to ruin your progress. It absolutely will not. So just make sure to, at the end of the week, take averages of everything. That's gonna give you the most accurate data, and make sure that those little day-to-day fluctuations or big day-to-day fluctions aren't gonna really throw you off when it comes to your adjustments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless, hope you have a great week. I'll see you later. Shoo! Bye.